Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Good morning and welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. It's just about 7:26, so if you're making it to work for 8 a.m., you still have a few minutes to get there. Remember to be safe on the nation's roads. We want to get there on time, but we also want to get there safely. So take your time in going out there. And I want to say good morning to some more of our viewers who are online as well. I want to say a special good morning to Celestine Sobers, Rodney Piggott, Avian Hercules, Travis Moses, Dora Lyons. Good morning, good morning. We see you. We appreciate you very much, and we always want to say thank you. So we're going to continue conversations this morning with our guest who is in studio this morning. No stranger, Assemblyman Megan Morrison, with responsibility for the electoral district of Monk St. George, Goodwood. Are we talking about good things? We're talking about good vibes, good giving. You know, it's that time where people, you know, we still want to show love. We're still in the euphoria of the giving spirit. So we're talking about food and bread distribution to members in that electoral district. Good morning, Assemblyman, and welcome.
Good morning. I am good. I'm happy to be here. And compliments of the new year. That's right. To you and Tobago at large.
Thank you so much. So we're talking, I know that you're a person, you're always a community person. From history, everybody I know, you know, the work that you have been doing around your community, especially in Monk St. George area. I know that's where you're from. And I know you've always been looking for families who are in need and always trying to provide assistance. So this is no surprise to me that you're doing this drive now. So tell us a little bit about the genesis of this, the idea behind it, and the target audience.
Right. So ever so often we aim to bring some relief to the residents. Just December, we did a bread drive, only bread in that instance. In this case, we know we're coming out of the Christmas season. People would have spent whatever extra they have on the season. You know, salary isn't coming just yet. So we chose this time to try to reach out to some persons in need. Yes, it's for the electoral district of Monk St. George, Goodwood, which consists of Bacalet Park, John Dial Hope, Monk St. George, Goodwood, and a small area in Goldsboro up to the bridge. And we decided that, you know what, let us partner with some of the businesses in the community and elsewhere to see if they will partner with us to help bring some relief to the residents of the area. So that was the idea behind it. We know people kind of struggling a little bit, so we wanted to.
And you know, they always say that January is the longest month in the year.
Yes.
Right, and of course you spend, as you rightfully said, people spend a lot at Christmas time, and so the pennies take a little while to come in at the end of January. Yes. What I like about this, and I'm only just learning, is that you have also engaged corporates.
Yes.
It's not just a Megan thing trying to figure out whatever, but you've also invited, and I find it very important for the corporate society to also play a role in the development of our communities and our society at large. So kudos to you on that, and I am very happy to know at least our viewers are now knowing the expanse of the electoral district that covers all of those villages and communities as well. So those people will be taken care of as well in this food drive.
Yes, we are trying. I would also like to highlight some of the persons who took the time to be a part of this initiative. We have Lord X Farm. They are from the village of Monk St. George. We have the Chinese Fireball Restaurant. That's a Chinese restaurant on in Monk St. George on the main road. I will give some phone contacts because you all need to support them. That's the only way I could get support.
That's right.
Yes. We have another egg farm who choose to remain anonymous. If you notice, there is, and you see in the flyer, we have lettuce. That person also choose to remain anonymous. And our reach went as far as Trinidad. We have Arima Discount Mart, who is on with us, who will sponsor the corned beef, because we have that as part of what we will give out as well. So tomorrow, this is happening tomorrow, guys, at the electoral district office from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you all don't have to all rush at once at 11. You know, be there until 4, but I mean, it's in your best interest to come
as early as possible.
To, you know, the early birds get the best worms. right? And I would also like special mention to be made of Country Style Bakery. They have always supported me in every endeavor I've done. They have also have a new product offering coming online, which they will offer for sampling tomorrow.
Wow.
That is the charcoal and coconut bread. And we know charcoal is good for detoxifying the body and all of that. Country Style Bakery have made an effort to try to always do something new and healthy. So they have the pumpkin and they have the plantain and all that different type. I mean, I can't remember all now, but there is an opportunity so you can sample the new product, so you might get a slice to see how it tastes, if critique to critique that. So I want to make special mention of them.
Right, and of course this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow at the electoral district office there, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. as Assemblyman said, don't all rush at once, but don't stay forever, because by 4 o'clock people want to start packing up to go. So try not to overwhelm the whole system that is put in place to ensure the distribution for the members of that electoral district, which is something I think is very commendable, and it's something we need to continuously do in our communities and our societies. Look out for those who are in need.
Yes.
Right? And this is for people who are in need. Right? The Assemblyman did not tell me to say this, but I'm just saying for the persons who are in need, especially, sometimes we shy, sometimes we feel embarrassed, but don't feel shy, don't be embarrassed. If you are in need, make your way to the electoral district to collect your parcel of bread and your food hampers there, because at the end of the day, if you need it, you need it.
Yes.
Right? And they're there to do that for you.
And my electoral district in particular, and I'm sure most of the others as well, have a lot of single mothers. So sometimes we wonder where the next meal is coming from. Sometimes I see situations where somebody got a loaf of bread and they put it up in the air and bless it.
Hallelujah.
Because they really didn't know what they were going to give those children. So in my mind, I always try to find ways to reach the people, because as it is now, we don't get funding for that. Anything we do comes from our pocket. So when you say an assemblyman trying to do whatever, it's from their pocket. Right? Or unless they get, corporate sponsors on board. We are not at the place yet where we are allocated funding for this. So, but I like to get creative. I like to think out of the box. So I am not afraid to ask. And
that is what is expected, because, people are depending on you to forge the way forward.
Yes.
So that is kind of what is expected. I know there's also a fundraising event coming up as well.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So, for example, had we had a fundraiser earlier, we may have been able to fund this initiative. So it will go back into the district. The district office is having a fundraiser. We are having a breakfast sale. This is next Friday. The breakfast is only $45. And we have a range of items on display. However, you can only get meat, 2 meats. We are meat-eating society.
That's
we
right.
love with meat.
That's right.
But you have 2 choices of meat and anything else on the
menu.
Yes, on the menu.
Wow.
And this is all in an effort to be able to help more people going forward.
Yes, because they say God helps those who help themselves. So once you put your hand to the spindle, then of course the help will come. And I really, as I say, I always commend these efforts, because we have to try something. We can't just sit and say, well, we don't have, and then that's the end of it. You put your hand to it and you try. And the more you try is the more things will happen. In your time of giving, how many persons, I know you mentioned that person who lifted that loaf of bread, and I felt the passion coming from you when you said it. In your time, how many of those experiences have you had in terms of distribution? How have people been responding to?
Countless. It's overwhelming at times, especially when we do hampers, because we do our occasional hampers apart from Christmas. And sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes you just don't have enough to go around. And people are happy, they are grateful, for the help, especially if they didn't see it coming. So I think that is the drive, that the motivation for me to want to do more, right? Because there's a genuine need, and I think people appreciate whatever they are given, so yeah.
And you know, we always, even coming down to the end of last year and early into this year, we kept saying on this station, give a little to someone who is in need, because sometimes we have things that we don't need or we would not use. Sometimes we have things, the expiry date is coming on it and it's just there in our shelves, not being used. So I really like the efforts that you are making, and I like the call that you're making, even to get corporate sponsors on, and even people in the communities who have more than others to join as well to help. So I want to say commendations to you, and I want to remind the people there in that electoral district, this is for you. This is your assemblyman working for you in collaboration with the corporate, and the fact that all the corporate sponsors are primarily from your district as well is also something that shows that community spirit and that community effort. So commendations to you all as well. And Arima Discount Mart, we want to say thank you as well also for joining with us. In closing, is there anything else that you want to share?
Yes, I would like to say, come out, enjoy tomorrow. You know, we are here to serve you. You'll get a meal if you didn't plan to cook or you don't have anything to cook. Tomorrow, come out and enjoy that. In terms of the fundraiser, come out and support. I want to especially big up as well Viewport Supermarket. So the fundraiser, we also got donations, you know, and people like Viewport are institutions that always support, always give something, right, to that. So I want to say a very special good morning to Viewport Supermarket. There is where you should be shopping for your groceries. And I would also say support the initiative. We are trying to raise some funds, so we look forward to your support. It's only $45.
And where can persons get tickets?
Right, so at the district office. Let me give you a district office number. Unfortunately, I don't know it by heart, but any of my staff at the district office will have tickets available, and the district office number is 242-3871. If not, just come up. We are trying to cater for 120 persons, but we are, and another thing I'm trying to add, we are trying to make our breakfast healthier. So you know, we know people like the fried fish. We'll have a few of that, but we're steaming some of the fish and baking some and all of that. So come on up to number 4 Douglas Trace. If you know where Motzi's Bar was, so right next to Motzi's Bar is where the district office is located in Hope. So it's the first junction in Hope Village.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Assemblyman Megan Morrison with responsibility for the electoral district of Mount St. George Goodwood. And we're talking about food distribution, which is timely and needed in this time, and also the fundraiser, which takes place next Friday. So the food distribution is tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the fundraiser the following Friday. Thank you so much, Assemblyman, for coming into studio and sharing that information with us, and for always looking for ways to give back to your community and your electoral district. Right? So if, by peradventure, you are in any community in Tobago and you have things that you do not use or you have no use for, and you know somebody who is in need of it, don't be shy to give it. And for those of you who are in need, don't be shy to accept and receive. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a short break, but up next in studio, we have for you Diamond Andrews and also Lyndon Antoine, President and Vice President of ASI Tobago Chapter, coming up next. Yes, they are up next. So of course we ask you to stay with us as we continue this program this morning, but we are going to go for a short break, and while we go to the break, can I ask you to join me to say our tagline? It's your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.